Well, good afternoon, and hail Satan, and hail yourselves. Uh, what I want to talk today about is being your own God. I don't understand and why you guys, the ones who are watching this video that haven't accepted that you're your own God, why haven't you yet? You know, a lot of Christians say that I'm scared and I'm running from the Lord. Well, what about you? Are you running from yourself? I mean, it's nice to be able to sit back and think that maybe you are leaning all your cares upon this Jehovah and he's going to take care of everything for you. I mean, when you're sitting back doing that, yeah, it feels nice, but what about when the time comes for it to start happening and it doesn't? And if you pay attention, it doesn't, is most of the time. What may look like God has done something in your life happens very seldom. I know because I used to be a Christian. I don't do that anymore, though. I sought out myself. That's how come I can do those things I'm on, like quit drinking, quit doing meth, smoke 2 cigarettes an hour, wear the clothes I want, jewelry I want, video games I want, this computer that I've got that I'm talking to you I want, which I already have. But my wants are everything that I do. I can't get some of my wants because I haven't got the money to get them yet, but that's coming. And very quickly. Because I don't like to have wants that uh, don't happen. See, I got realistic with myself. Uh, I know my limitations. And how did I come to get to know this? Well, when I was a Christian, I got to know God's limitations. Did you know that I know now? What I know now is that Nietzsche's right. God is dead, and I'm one of the ones who killed him. He's no longer anything in my mind, and without your mind, I have figured out this God cannot survive. This guy called Jehovah or Jesus. I still call Jesus Jehovah because it was then the Word became flesh. In John chapter 1, verse 14. But you got to read verse 1 of John chapter 1 and then read verse 14 to get what I'm talking about. And if you don't, it's because either you're failing to see it or you don't want to see that. But in the end, you'll know I'm right if you really give it any thought. But anyways, I tested the limitations of him, so why not test myself? I mean, at first, before I became a Satanist, like I said in my earlier videos, I was a devil worshiper. Yeah, I was. I tested his limits too. Guess where it got me? Nowhere. So I started testing my limitations, and I figured out what I can do in life and what I cannot do in life. And some of the things that I cannot, just like I said, doesn't mean I have them. Just means I don't have the money yet to do them. I mean, that day's coming. I have a job. Uh, yeah. Are you running from yourself? Are you scared? Like you Christians, are you scared because maybe you know for some reason that I'm right and you're just afraid to go there because what if you die and you go to hell? You got to kind of get over that. I know I did. I still have at times too, no joke. Times when my body thinks that it's about to die and it's going to go to hell, I have to tell it that there is no hell. I have to console myself. sometimes. But it doesn't happen like it used to. It seems like it's wearing away more and more and more. It doesn't stick around for very too long. Uh, it's like how I got rid of drinking, because drinking is the evilest. Because you can just go into a store if you can't get it nowhere else, as long as you got the money, or if you're brave enough, you can try to steal it. And I wouldn't recommend that because there's more people that get caught than would get away. If you got away, it's because you got lucky. There wasn't a cop in that area. If there was, he would have got you. Trust me, I know. I'm not stupid. I've done this before. But anyways, beating the alcohol, that took a very drastic shift into the right way. And I made that drastic shift. And it's because I realized I'm my own God. You see, you say devil worshiper because I still call myself a Satanist, but why am I not worshiping a devil? Could it be maybe you haven't looked into it instead of just calling me a liar and Satan's the father of all lies and no wonder I'm saying this? Or can you look into it and see I'm right? Why don't you look into it? I give you Christians. I think there's a pastor following me or another Christian. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry. Uh, I'm still new at this. I don't even know how to really get around on it. I can really only make videos right now. I haven't even. I wanted to set up a Patreon, but I don't know how to do it yet. I have to look into it. But work is my job that I have is more important than a video or risking on Patreon because I also know my limitations about this too because this could be a very big possibility about Patreon. What if I get one and it doesn't pay as much as my job pays, and I lost my job in the process of knowing how to make Patreon, and then I'm fucked? See, that's part of being a God, though. God doesn't set himself up for failure if what we all believe is God. So you got to ask yourself this Jehovah guy. He makes this Satan. What does Satan do? Goes against God, turns God's people against him. Satan has caused all this catastrophe. It seems like everything that Jehovah tried to do in the Bible, Satan fucked up. And God allows this to happen. Okay, now this ain't a perfect God, unless he's wanting evil. It does say in Isaiah 45:7 too that he creates evil. But he's an all loving God. This is what happens. The book runs into itself. Wham! And hits the ground. Because he can't be evil because he's all loving. And all loving, love knows no hate. And hate is evil. So he can't be both, but it says that he is. So, like I said, it goes wham, runs right into itself, knocks its fat ass on the floor, uh, and loses. And then he also says there's other gods. He says we are like gods. So, do you not believe me, at least on that? That we are made in the image of God? You want to know why we're made in the image of God, though? Because man wrote this Bible, and he probably figured out a way to make money, and he was just testing it, or he was just crazy as hell, and wrote that down and got people to believe in God, and got more people to believe in God. But you see, that doesn't mean the whole world. There's more people that don't believe in God, I guarantee it, than what people are that believing in God because there's becoming a big mass amount of people who are doubting the existence of God. I mean, even Satanism, it people could get old of that, but I wouldn't. Uh, the people I know wouldn't. Uh, but there are people who would because it's old hat to them. But that's what's happening with Christianity. They've all tried this God or heard about this God and heard things about this God. And some of them have never met this God or even heard about it, Jehovah. And I really envy them. But, anyways, there's people who have heard stuff and are like, wait a minute. And God is supposed to be this? But why is God being that way? That's not perfect. Everything he made was supposed to be good. Why? How can something that's all good make something to fuck up his shit? But you see, a true God, what we consider a God, is something that can't do that. So, me, I strive for the best thing I can be. I'm not going to say I don't get angry because at times I do, but it's very less than what I used to. Uh, and I don't drink anymore and I don't use meth anymore. I got things I want. I got a job. Everything seems to be going good for me because I figured out a path that I might want to go down. Now, is it going to have problems? Yeah, it's going to have problems. It already has, especially at work, but I just ignore it. It's not even worth my time. I could care less what they're trying to tell me or do to me. I mean, I've asked questions about some people because I kind of like them, and it turned out that I'm glad I did kind of like them because it figured out that I was wrong about them. But you know what? I didn't accuse them. I just accepted that and went on with my life. And now I'm still, as far as I know, cool with those people. Yeah. All because, see, the old Roger would have been controlled. Old Roger'd be like, hey, motherfucker. But this new Roger, instead of fucking himself up and putting himself in jail and in prison for things, why doesn't he just live right? Can't he do that? And I have, and I am. But I also believe I'm my own God. I'm allowed to. I'm a Satanist. It's part of it. Why not be your own God? Because gods are created in man's image. Create the best God you can create, man. Don't just sell short. Yeah. Yeah, don't sell short. Go and be all that you can be. Yeah, but don't accept anything less unless you have to. Because sometimes less comes, but at least we got to enjoy the moment. Yeah, it's always this man, I heard this saying. It's the man who can't get like $1 million would sneer at the chance of $50,000. Not me. And I hope I'm reading that right too. But not me. $50,000? You're talking about $50,000? Really? Coming to me? Oh hell yeah! You can bet I'm gonna accept it with open arms. I'm gonna do better than the prodigal son's dad in the Bible. I'm gonna love it more than he'll love his son ever. Yeah, man, life is so fun. But you know, I'm not going around denying myself of things that work towards my benefit. But and that means like when I benefit, like I told you, I got a wife. It's gotta at least benefit her and try to not and let it also not make her feel in a bad mood. I'm not gonna get benefit of those things, but benefit off the good things and benefit their parents will benefit, bro benefits. When I benefit, I want everybody to benefit. Yeah. I'd say the same thing for my enemies, but they'll never change. So, do you say I hate my enemies? Yeah, I do. But I never claim to be all loving either. I am loving to a certain few, but my enemies I hate because they hate me. They want to see harm come my way, and they want to see me go through all these things that are just bullshit. Yeah, it's not cool. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing back. Yeah. Uh, Sorry, I had to get a drink there. Throat going dry. But anyways, yeah. Look what God did for me. I'm talking about the Jehovah God. Look what God did for me. Are you saying this is part of his plan, maybe? Because I did pray to stop drinking and to treat my parents right, and I'm a Satanist, and that's how I did it, was being a Satanist. I got away from it. But are you saying this might be God's plan because I might reach some people? Hey, let me tell you something. You don't know when you're going to die. There's people who die at young ages these days. I could die very soon, and who knows? But I don't feel the least of changing who I am. I don't want to. Why would I want to change away from something if it's doing good for me? What's considered good? You know, you say he can't be a true Satanist because he's not a devil worshiper. Well, if it's that way, yeah, you're right. Because I'm not a real devil worshiper. I don't worship a devil. Never have. Except back when I was younger, but, even then I wasn't. How are you going to worship? How are you going to call the air something it's not? Because that's what it'd be. I'd be talking to the air. Oh, well. You know, some people will never get it. I've tried to tell many about how a Satanist is supposed to be, and that it's like they don't understand what it is I'm saying, or they refuse to, one of the two. But oh well, I mean, are they thinking because they think it's one way that I automatically think that? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go with the way that I know it is.